What's going on, everybody? It's time for another Sparks Notes comic review. This time we're talking about Stray Dogs number 2 from Image Comics. I'm excited to talk about this one. I've got some news to tell you guys about this one upcoming for this week, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to talk about that at the very end, so make sure you stick around for the whole video. First, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you know when I'm dropping videos, new reviews, new live videos, any of those sorts of things. And be sure to drop a comment at the end to let me know what you thought of Stray Dogs number 2. Welcome back, everybody. Let's start talking about Stray Dogs number 2. This one from Image Comics. I reviewed issue number 1 before, so if you haven't already watched that, please go watch that review. Let me know what you're thinking. Stray Dogs is by Tony Fleecs and Trish Forstner, with colors by Brad Simpson, layouts by Tone Rodriguez, logo by Lauren Herda. So we've got a good team on this. Tony Fleecs and Trish Forstner have done a lot of work with the My Little Pony comics, and so from that you kind of get the feeling that that's the style of art we're going to get in this, and it is, and I love it because what we're seeing here, like with issue number 1, we see this kind of, almost Disney animated style of art, which is really cool. In that what we see is this friendly kind of story, right? Based off of that. And it gets dark again, just like issue 1. And I can't tell you guys how much I love this story and what they're doing with it. But some cool things that they did in this issue, we get the whole cast of the dogs. Just like in Marvel Comics, where you see the team, like if you're in an Avengers comic or the X-Men, you see what team of characters you have. And so we've got all of the dogs here named. We've got Sophie, who is the main character, and Rusty, who's been helping Sophie. He's almost like the alpha dog of the group. He's the one that's almost their leader. We've got Earl, Roxanne, Aldo, Killer, who is a pug, Henry, other Henry, Gucci, Victor, and Imogen, who really just seems to sleep a lot. And we start out, all of the dogs are in the room with the owner, and they're all, sleeping on their beds or the floor or wherever. And we do see, it looks like the owner is a hunter. He's got a stuffed, looks like an owl maybe, and a snake up on the wall, and then he's got his gun there. And we see some antlers on the other wall. And Sophie's already forgotten kind of what she was remembering in the last book, but we get that scarf that helped her remember last time. Rusty goes and grabs it to jar her memory, and so that we can kind of keep things moving again. And so she realizes what she remembered last time. I'm not going to get into spoilers, but she knows that this new owner is not good, and something bad happened to her old owner. And we start out, and he takes one of the dogs for a ride. They go out to, have some fun, is what it sounds like. He's the dog selected. And because of that, Sophie wants to see what's in that room that is locked, that they're not allowed in, because she thinks they're going to find some evidence that this new owner is not good. And usually the door is locked, but for some reason it was left unlocked. And so her and Rusty go in and start searching around. They notice that there's a lot of women's clothing in this room. And he lives there alone, and he doesn't dress in the women's clothing. So it's a little suspicious that he has all of these women's clothes in his house. And unfortunately, while they're there, they get caught being in the room, and they're told they're not. No, the owner knows they're not supposed. They know they're not supposed to be in there, but the owner actually doesn't notice Sophie in the room. He just notices Rusty, and so Rusty gets taken from the room. Sophie tries to leave too, but the owner actually ends up closing the door and locking it, and so she hides in the closet. And meanwhile, it seems like Rusty is going to be punished for what he did. And while she's in there, she overhears him saying some things that sound a little suspicious and jars her memory even more of when she first met the owner. And it's not good. So what we end up seeing going on, I don't want to get into the spoilers of this. What we end up seeing is that Rusty is getting punished. It's not a usual thing that happens. But when he comes out, he is limping. And so it seems like, though they've been saying over and over and over, Master is not cruel. He's kind to us. He takes good care of us. We're seeing another side of the Master. And so I think that's very good. Sophie actually pulled some pictures out of that room that she was in, and she shows it to the other dogs, and this is the biggest spoiler, so I'm going to stop here. But the other dogs start realizing things about their owner. It's another great twist ending that we see happen here. Issue 1 seemed like everything was okay, and then we got the twist at the end. Issue 2, we're starting to get into, Sophie knows something's not right. Rusty knows something's not right. But now we might start getting other dogs in to this realization, and maybe we're going to see something happen that will change how things are going with the owner. Another cool thing is they had some early readers send in some pictures of dogs to put in the back, since they don't have any letters for the back of the book yet. So that's really cool. Again, I give this art like a easy 9 out of 10, just for this juxtaposition of this friendly looking art with this story that is getting darker as we go. I think by the end we're going to be seeing some really dark stuff happening in this story. So I really appreciate that juxtaposition there with the art style and the story. The story is excellent. Again, for me, an easy 9 out of 10. I'm loving it. The whole description at the beginning of it being like a cross between Lady and the Tramp meets Silence of the Lambs, or I think the other comparison was Secret Life of Pets meets Seven. So I think this is really cool. We get the back. We get 2 of the dogs here on the back. And a quote from Jason Aaron saying, "The most wickedly cool new comic I've seen in a long while. Dark and inventive and utterly delightful." I have to agree with that. I think this was planned to be only 5 issues, but I honestly would love to see them continue this. Granted, this story has a kind of a definitive ending point, probably, but I think this world is really cool, and what we're seeing with these dogs, I would love to explore it more. The other cool thing, so this was the cover B, Pet Cemetery homage cover here. I love that every cover B is an homage to a horror movie. FOC, this should be dropping Monday, so FOC today has issue number 3 for Stray Dogs on it, and cover B is an Annabelle homage, so just be on the lookout for that. I think those horror movie covers are something to look out for. There's been some store variants that have been movie homages too, so be on the lookout for that. I'm really excited to read the rest of this, and I said I had some news. This Thursday, April 1st at 7 p.m., Tony and Trish are going to be live on my channel, and we're going to be talking about Stray Dogs, other upcoming projects that they have, and anything from their past, like the My Little Pony comics. We're going to talk about everything and see if they can give us maybe some hints as to what's to come in this story. But I'm really excited to get the opportunity to talk with them. Caroline's Comics will be on with me interviewing them, so please be there to check it out. Show some support for them in the chat, and just have a good time. We're gonna have a good time with the interview. To wrap up my review, this is gonna be a solid 9 out of 10 for me. Again, the cover arts are also, like, everything across the board for me was a 9 out of 10. There aren't too many stories that I read that I'm absolutely like 9 or 10 out of 10 off the top. And this one has been that. I'm very glad that I decided to pick this up because it was one of those that I read it and I was like, do I want to pick this up? And then I read that comparison of the really juxtaposed ideas happening in this story, and I said yes, don't regret it. So I know some of you may have already been watching my issue 1 review, so thank you for watching that. Thank you for watching this review as well. Stay tuned. When issue 3 comes out, I will drop another review for that one. So thank you guys for watching all of this. As always, collect what you love, and see you next time.